This is the third video in my Will It Start series. Third and last one actually. And about time I had a go at moving this old thing. It's been standing here about 5 months and we need to cut the grass and neaten it up where the wheels have stood. But first of all, that's reluctant to charge when it first starts up after it's been standing for a long time. I'm going to change a bulb in the ignition light. It's only a 2 watt and I'm going to try a 5 watt in and see if that works. So, good old Amazon to the rescue. We've ordered 10 bulbs for the princely sum of 50p each. Oh dear, I can't get them out of the bag now. And they are going in here. Right, so this one had already fused. That's just the illuminations for the rev counter. So we'll stuff him in there. And then my theory is that the ignition light puts current through the alternator and a 2 watt isn't enough, but time will tell. So we take that one out, find another one, 5 watt, and put in, hands in the way I think, like so. They're called capless bulbs I found when I was searching on Amazon. Right, just put the battery back on. Oh dear, the terminal's broken. Something else it needs. However, this could do just enough to get it going, hopefully. This is the lid. Whether you can see that, what a shocking state that's in. And I think, unfortunately, underneath the rest of this rubber is probably just as bad. A bit of hardboard plywood rather there. Stop it shorting out. And just check the oil and see if it'll start. Right, no oil leaked out, so it should have plenty. Yes, it has. Bit black. We need to change that as well. Okay, let's see if it'll go. Our old thing of standing here. Amazing, straight away. Oh, brilliant, that's a relief. Can we drive it? Where's the clutch stuck? Oh. It weren't rusty. Be a really good old thing. This is the third Will It Start? No, it's the fourth. Fourth Will It Start. I've already put the battery back on this old digger. And this one hasn't got a jam jar, it's got a dog food tin by the look of it. I think because my son started it up some time ago and forgot it had a jam jar on it, which then broke. But I do need it today, so we'll see if it goes. No heat. Not even sure if it has got heaters. Made up this contraption to pick things out of the garden shed without knocking the shed down. with the whole bucket. The idea of it is just pokes in the end of this bar and I can pick things out. I need the engine crane out at the minute. That's been stored away for the winter. So there we are. That's what we do, and hang it on there. So I'm going to try and get this old Drott going this morning. Lots of Alexander growing up through it. Quite a performance really. I'm just getting a few bits of metal on the digger bucket, ready to take the cab off. Generally take the cab off in the summertime and use it all summer with no cab on, so I can see where I'm going and it's less rattly. So let's be getting on with that. So several years ago I bodged up these bits of angle iron which fit on the front of the digger bucket to give me a bit more reach to get over the top of the cab on the Drott to take it off. So they just simply bolt on where a tooth used to be, and they just extend the range a bit, and this bit goes in between them. So the frame is on now. The bolt's just finger tight, that's all it needs. I only use a piece of rope just to lift the cab off the Drott. But I've omitted quite a lot of video just recently that I took because it contained lots and lots of swearing. As you can see, it looks all very nice, lovely blue sky and everything, but there's a persistent easterly wind. I hate these weather conditions when we get high over Scandinavia. BBC tells us how warm it is over the rest of the country, and on the east coast there it's absolutely perishing with a bit of wind, and it just blew the tripod over, unfortunately, and I thought I'd broken the camera. But anyway, I'll show you what it looks like inside the Drott cab before I take it off and try and start it up. As you can see, it does need a little bit of attention. That's the seat, which I think you'll agree has actually seen better days. That's the back bit to the seat, which was a bit out of my daughter-in-law's gym, which was on the scrap heap, and I chose to use that for a backrest. Anyway, let's get the cab off. Let's see if we can tie the cab to the digger bucket. Oh dear, I made a good job of that. I've actually tied a jam jar over the top. Called a scrim shank on the bite, that one is, so we hope it'll hold. Let's take the door off. bucket is nearly at the top of its travel, so I'm not sure whether I'll actually lift it off or not. Aha! That's as high as it lifts. Yes, that's right. One cabriolet Drott. This is an old low loader that just gets covered with junk. Unfortunately, there we are. Not better than not quite level. Not better than doing it by hand though. There we are, that's parked there for the summer. If it hasn't fallen apart by next winter, we'll put it on again. I think the 75's far too old to be climbing about on diggers. Off my construction, if I can get it off. So we've got the digger back to a usable state. Yeah. Bugger. So the Drott is probably the hardest of the things I've started up so far to get going. Just put the battery on it, and it needs so much heat that we generally have to have another vehicle alongside it running. But this time I'm going to try a little petrol generator just to top this battery up. That needs so much heat normally, or that won't go. The engine is absolutely and utterly well clapped out, and that's another thing I really should fix. Oh, ignition must be on. It's sparking. No, it isn't. So we're going to, this is a willet start within a willet start. This little Suzuki generator's got 12 volt output, and I use that to help this poor old battery churn the machine over. But I won't connect that yet. I'll just see if the generator will go. That hadn't been run for goodness knows how long, probably a year I would think. I think that's the petrol on. Ignition on, and pull it once or 10 times. Oh dear, it's not over keen on doing anything. Right, let's try again. Probably hadn't got the ignition on or something. I'm not sure which way the switch goes, so we'll try again. Oh, it's a bit more like it. Will it keep going when it's under load? Yes, so far so good. 2 suitable bits of foam rubber later. Mind the daffodils or I'll be in trouble with my wife. And this will be the most comfortable seat the thing has had for a long time, I think. They don't blow away in this terrible easterly wind. Now it's, oh yeah, the throttle's seized up. Good God. Let's give it absolutely loads and loads of heat. Let's see whether the cold start's seized up. No, that does still pull out. So here we go. Will it start? I think the answer to this one is no. Nope, we'll have to get another vehicle alongside it until we get 2 batteries on, unfortunately, and 2 jump leads. We gave up in the end yesterday and put the battery on charge overnight. Overnight the temperature dropped down to almost freezing. I think they forecast 0 degrees and it's 8 o'clock in the morning now, so still not that good for an attempt, but we've got another tractor which I really ought to have running, but I haven't, simply so you can hear this old thing attempting to start. Here we go. Oh, that's better. Will it go? Smoking, so it must be getting diesel. It's not keen on running. Battery's obviously all right. I thought perhaps that was knackered, but that will be shortly. Oh, good, it's away at last. Oh, well, that was close anyhow. Let's start this tractor up again, get them charged up a bit. Well, before the 3rd attempt to start it, I'm trying to get the throttle so I can actually move it after being seized up. Spin round if possible onto the decelerator. These tractors have a decelerator, not an accelerator, which you put your foot on it and it actually slows it down. To change gear and to start and stop, or go from backwards to forwards. Got a torque converter, which probably will need a lot of priming up as well, but we shall see. So we'll go for the 3rd attempt to start it. Okay, 3rd time lucky. Hopefully, we're just giving it lots of heat. The throttle's still so stiff I can hardly move it. Yeah, another job to add to the list. Will the hydraulics work? Start has run. Well, another quarter of an hour at least has elapsed while I tried to get the transmission to pump oil through. Drained all out of the torque converter and everything, so we had to put lots more oil in, but we have actually got oil pressure now, so let's see if we can move forwards, if I can move the throttle. Yes, it's moving. Not very fast. They wouldn't be very good for a bank robbery, these little Drotts. first, although this is only low range actually. I'll just take it back over to the garage so I can attempt to get the exhaust manifold off and weld it up. So this is the final tractor in the Will It Start series, and that shouldn't be quite as hard as the Drott, we hope. I put the bonnet that hasn't got any handles on, and so this is a piece of key steel, I think, and a pair of grips, which just happens to fit the bonnet, so that can be undone. We can get the battery on and get some water in the poor old thing. That's it. Just got to take off the winterization of the exhaust pipe off this one. When I bought it, the exhaust pipe I think was actually the best thing on the whole tractor. That's one of those black enamelled ones. I think this elbow is all cracked. Oh, is it a manifold? One or the other. It's not good. But here is the exhaust pipe. Look at this. Perfect. There. So this one was drained all the winter because there's no antifreeze in it, for obvious reasons, like the head gasket leaks, and so the taps, the tap on the block, normal convention is that is on, but I got a feeling that this one's arse about face and that is off. So I'll pour some water in and see if any comes out. Don't think there's going to be anywhere enough in this little watering can, which looks like it leaks. Yeah, for once I was right, they are arse about face, so straight down in line with the pipe is off and that is on. Full of water. Let's see whether any's leaking out of the head gasket. And the other side. If we can have get it in focus, that used to leak underneath the exhaust manifold. At the front there, I can't see a drop at the minute. Possibly that's rusted itself up over the winter. So we'll see if it'll go. So if I can clamber over all this rubbish, just check the oil first. That'll probably be down a bit because it does leak out of the back bearing, or seal rather. I really ought to do that. And let's see if we can get any life out of the old thing. Very rusty seat. Oh, better put the cold start in, I suppose that might help. There's no stop control on it. Yet another thing it needs. Here we go. Oh dear. I don't think this battery's up to a lot. Well, I'm going to try jump leads in this smaller battery. I put these away all neatly coiled up. Why do they make themselves in a knot? For no apparent reason. Right, let's see if I can connect and see if we get any power out of that one. Try and connect it the right way round so there's not a lot of sparks. Positive earth on this old thing because this dynamo fed, and I haven't got a proper crocodile clip on this one. It's a welding connector which is quite difficult to attach to anything. Right, there we are. Let's see if it'll turn over any faster. clutch isn't seized up. And it moves. Oh, the steering wheel is really horrible. It's all thin and rusty and quite nasty to grip. A bit smoky, this engine. Nicely up to temperature now, so I'll try and put the old thing through its paces. Anyway, let's give it a go. Starting off at the top. Difficult to film while you're trying to work the throttle as well. Well, thanks for watching. The next video is going to be me carrying on with the Drott, trying to get it in running condition, usable condition that is, with the new manifold and welding the exhaust pipe up. And also I'm going to do a little bit about generators. I've been fiddling about with them as well for quite some time. So thanks once again.